Prime Minister Narendra Modi is scheduled to hold a bilateral meeting with US President Donald Trump on Wednesday, that is June 17, on the sidelines of the G7 summit in France, according to the White House schedule. The meeting is all set to take place at around 6:15 p.m. IST, and President Donald Trump is expected to address the media shortly after the discussions conclude. This engagement will mark the first face-to-face interaction between the two leaders since PM Modi's visit to Washington in February last year. Although both the leaders have remained in touch through periodic telephonic conversations in the months since, the upcoming meeting comes at a time when India-US relations are navigating a mix of cooperation and unresolved challenges. Trade is expected to dominate the agenda, with both the sides reviewing progress on a proposed interim bilateral trade agreement. During earlier discussions in February, the two countries had agreed on a framework for such a deal, and negotiations have been continuing since then. India is reportedly seeking improved tariff terms and greater market access as part of the arrangement, while both the sides are working towards an initial phase of agreement that could lay the foundation for a broader trade pact in the future. Alongside trade, several other economic and strategic issues are expected to be discussed, and all these include energy cooperation, supply chain resilience, and visa-related concerns, particularly the H-1B visa program that affects a large number of Indian professionals working in the United States of America. The meeting is also expected to touch upon ways to strengthen investment flows and technology cooperation between the two countries, especially in emerging sectors such as artificial intelligence and advanced manufacturing. However, the engagement is also taking place against the backdrop of recent diplomatic strains. Reports have highlighted tensions linked to incidents involving Indian mariners aboard commercial vessels in the Strait of Hormuz, which were reportedly targeted during US naval operations. Additionally, the relationship has faced pressure following Operation Sindoor and the imposition of higher tariffs by the United States on certain Indian goods. Well, all these developments have added complexity to the ongoing discussions, making the bilateral meeting particularly significant for resetting momentum in the partnership. The G7 summit, where the meeting is taking place, is being hosted by French President Emmanuel Macron and is scheduled from June 15 to 17, and it brings together leaders of the world's major advanced economies along with invited partner nations like India. The summit's agenda focuses on global economic growth, supply chain stability, artificial intelligence governance, energy security, illegal immigration, and broader geopolitical issues. PM Modi's participation reflects India's growing role in global economic and strategic discussions, and this visit also forms part of his broader week-long tour of France and Slovakia, during which he is engaging with multiple world leaders. And for President Donald Trump, the G7 summit represents a major multilateral engagement featuring a wide range of bilateral meetings alongside the main sessions. Apart from his scheduled meeting with PM Modi, Donald Trump is expected to meet leaders including the presidents of Egypt, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates, as well as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. His participation includes working sessions focused on economic cooperation, investment partnerships, global supply chains, and geopolitical stability, as well as discussions with G7 leaders and outreach partners on issues such as innovation and artificial intelligence. Well, the summit is also being shaped by evolving global developments, including discussions around a possible US-Iran understanding that is aimed at reducing tensions in the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most critical shipping routes. And according to the senior US official, the proposed framework includes provisions that is related to maritime security, sanctions relief, and commitments on Iran's nuclear program. It also envisions the reopening of the strait to unrestricted shipping, although the agreement is still awaiting formal approval from both the Washington and Tehran. If finalized, it could have significant implications for global energy markets and regional stability. Well, on the Ukraine conflict as well, US officials have indicated that efforts are underway to push for a resolution as soon as possible, with continued diplomatic engagement expected at the summit. Against this broader backdrop of global diplomacy, the Modi-Donald Trump meeting stands out as one of the most closely watched bilateral engagements of the G7 summit. It is expected to provide an opportunity for both the leaders in order to assess the current state of India-US relations, address outstanding trade and strategic issues, and explore new areas of cooperation. And at a time when global alliances are shifting and economic uncertainties persist, the meeting is likely to play a significant role in shaping the next phase of engagement between New Delhi and Washington. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.